Third graders across Maryland who can't read at grade level may be held back. At least that would be the plan under this proposed reading retention policy. After pushback from parents and others, the board revised the plan to allow parents to waive the retention with the promise of additional supports for the student. The State Board of Education debating the proposal Tuesday.
I want to make sure that everyone understands this sense of urgency.
According to test scores, in 2022, Maryland's fourth graders scored almost one grade level below students in 2019. In Mississippi, Dr. Carrie Wright ushered in improved reading scores, taking federal test scores from a 209 in 2013, the year the reading retention law was passed in Mississippi, to above the national average in 2022. The most recent results available.
The thing that we must do is, I'm trusting the education experts.
Clarence Crawford, President Emeritus on the Board of Education in Maryland, says he recognizes the reading retention plan may be unpopular, but he says students rely on the board to do what's right.
My push is that if this is the right thing to do, then we draw a line in the sand and say this is what we do, and we take all the hits. We've done it before as a board, and we need to do it again.
During an interview with Fox 45's Project Baltimore in March of this year, Dr. Wright says students who aren't reading at grade level need more resources.
What children don't need is just another year of third grade. They need something very different. They need a different amount of time. They need an individualized plan. They need interventions that meets their needs.
Why is third grade the line? Well, according to Emily Mitchell from Sylvan Learning, if students fall behind by third grade, they may never catch up.
If they're close to third grade level, they'll be okay. But if they're not, it has honestly lifelong effects.
Public comment bringing several concerns from various stakeholders.
We know retention disproportionately impacts marginalized students such as those from low-income backgrounds, students of color, and multilingual learners, potentially exacerbating existing educational inequities.
MSTA recommends implementation of this policy, if adopted, in the 28-29 school year. This would allow the benefit of increased staffing and pre-K enrollment, collaborative planning time to support at-promise students, coaching and training of educators on best practices to support the new reading interventions, and more.
Because students with disabilities attain skills at different rates, applying a blanket cutoff of an exemption after 2 years of reading instruction fails to consider the individual needs of students and also potentially implicates the requirements of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act to provide reasonable accommodation to students.
The board is still looking at making policy adjustments, like how parents learn about their child's reading abilities and how they can make the decision to hold them back. Nick Greer, board member from Baltimore City, also wants to see a reporting schedule included in the final policy.
Just so we can watch over time to make sure that we're not setting up a policy that will not be revisited, not just by this board, but by the boards ahead.
But Crawford argues these decisions have real-life impacts.
So this is not an academic exercise. Yeah, there are numbers associated with it. But what we're really talking about is setting people up for success for a lifetime. If that is what's at stake, then we have to be prepared to do whatever is necessary to make that happen.
Now, the board is expected to take up this proposal for a potential vote during its meeting in September. Live in the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.